Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Our panelists are already lined up and here in the studio, at least two-thirds of them. So let's convene today's summit. And let me introduce our distinguished panelists this evening. David Weiner, Director of Field Operations for Republican Overseas, and Mike Waizman, tech blogger and IT journalist, both here with me in studio. Lucky me. And Trimmel Gomes, political commentator, joining us overseas. Thank you so very much, Mr. Gomes, for your time. Our main topic for today, free at last, was the Twitter bird liberated or caged anew? Is Elon Musk's Twitter revolution, if you will, a step forward or backwards? As always, before we start our conversation, let's take a closer look.
The bird is out of the cage and it's flying blindly into the abyss. Elon Musk's long acquisition of Twitter has been confirmed, and he has wasted no time in making his mark. Approximately half of Twitter's workforce has been fired, many not receiving any warning. And now, in an attempt to supposedly give power to the people, any user can purchase a blue verification mark previously used to decipher genuine accounts for $8 a month. Musk states that this is necessary as Twitter, which had already been struggling to make money prior to the Musk takeover, has seen a large revenue drop since advertisers such as General Motors, General Mills and United Airlines have pulled their adverts and, according to Musk, the company is losing $4 million a day. So, is Musk now out of his depth with this $44 billion purchase, or was this a shrewd piece of business? Has free speech been saved or further distorted? Is it dangerous to lose the power of verification so close to midterms, which may allow for the further spread of fake news? What does the future of Twitter look like?
Okay, so as always, we begin with this quick fire round of 30 seconds each. What does the future of Twitter look like? Trimmel Gomes, please take the lead.
Thank you. The future of Twitter is not looking so good. It appears to be on the fast track to the graveyard, if you will, to be a relic of its former self. And that's all thanks to the company's former leadership, who entertained a sale with its adversary. And Elon Musk himself, an erratic billionaire who is capable of, he's not even able to manage his own temperament. So the future is uncertain. That is why advertisers are running and trying to save their pocketbook.
And we will have to wait and see whether it's merely lip service to an extent on behalf of advertisers, or will they have any actual clout? Mr. Weitzman, your thoughts?
Allow me saying that that's not the correct. There is way only up, starting from this, leaving out 50% of the workers, opening up the censorship. There is the way to break up, and actually who should be afraid? It's Google and Facebook, because there is always an alternative, much open and much freedom of speech promoted.
So it's not just about freedom of...
Technologically wise, Musk in 2 days made something Twitter CEOs not promised for a couple of years, opening the tweets much less shorter and open for formats.
Yeah, it's interesting. Not just free speech, perhaps freeing the market, so to speak, as you're suggesting. Last but not least, David Weiner.
Yes, I think sometimes you have to take, a couple steps back in order to go forward. I think what you see is also Dorsey. He came out and said very clearly that he made a mistake. He ramped up the company, and he brought in huge amounts of people that were just useless. They didn't really improve the company. They were just basically going along with what usually tech companies do, which is get a lot of people working for them. But here in this case, they didn't really do much. So I think it's very beneficial. I think if you look at, he brought in Tesla engineers, which are some of the top engineers in the world.
Asking workers to print 5 pages of code they wrote lately, just to check what are they doing work. And he laid off the people that doing nothing.
We can definitely debate the character, and from this point onwards, gentlemen, please feel free to interact, of course. We can definitely debate Musk's character, if you will, but when it comes to his abilities as a businessman, he quite successful, right? So
he's the most successful in the world.
Exactly.
Everything he touches by now, it's gold, and it's proven gold.
Yeah.
So is it the touch of gold, Mr. Gomes, or maybe he's just seeing things we plebeians are not seeing at this point in time?
What we have is a runaway of I'm a rich person. I have access to be able to do anything that I want, and I will do so. What we're seeing is Mr. Musk, someone of his stature, they don't like to be restricted. And when he talks about freedom of speech, it's because he would like the ability to say whatever he wants. And his allies, seeing his allies being restricted, like the former President Trump, and being sympathetic to seeing him being deplatformed, that's what's going forward. You're seeing someone who's restricted and fighting by any means necessary to get what they want.
But what is it they or he wants?
Funny that they always bring this up about Musk as if he's right wing. Until like 5 years ago, he was very left wing. All the left wing people loved him. They came, they went in all their parties, everything. All of a sudden, he came out and said, "Wait, you guys are doing something wrong." He criticized them, and they all threw him out, into the trash. Biden didn't invite him.
Everyone who criticizes particular side will be called leftist or
Precisely. I mean, that's exactly what's going on. If you look at the ADL, for instance, right? The ADL just went in there and they started speaking to him about anti-Semitism on Twitter. Yeah, they're the ones that called for the boycott. Yeah. But in reality, if you look at the highest number of anti-Semitic tweets that had happened was in 2017, when there was over 4.7 million tweets that were anti-Semitic. Which per week per day it was something like 7,000 per day, versus now they were complaining about 4,000 to 5,000 per day, the ADL. So if you look at it, it's less than what it was.
The rise in the latest days were about 10% of and the censorship.
If there's something that's always trending is anti-Semitism, but Mr. Gomes, is it a genuine crusade for the sake of freedom of speech or a vanity project? Which both options are okay, by the way.
Freedom of speech is open to everyone to use, even those who are not genuine in their pursuits. It's an argument that, like, everyone on either sides, and someone who is against freedom of speech can claim onto it to get whatever they want in front of them. So whether the motives behind Elon Musk in pursuing this was not something that he wanted. He was doing bluster. Like I said, he was an adversary to Twitter, and then suddenly he is locked into this deal. He was forced into this deal. Let's remember that. So now he is being forced to contend with his what he was doing. He was playing games, and he played a stupid games, and he got caught up in it. So now he has to deal with running this company, and we don't know. We're not seeing that he has the temperament to really make this a successful win for him. This may be a bad business move for him, but it's time will tell.
See, I think the difference here is, like, if you ever look at people from the left side, they always look at Steve Jobs as being this great, fantastic tech guy.
Yeah.
He had one win. He had one win, which was Apple. You have somebody like Elon Musk who has won. He's won and won and won. Every single company he's gone in. All of a sudden, he goes and takes over Twitter, who is basically a liberally run company. And all the liberals come against him, and they fight against him. All he wants to do is free speech.
Remind you the technological side of it, non-political one. Just remind you, Jack Dorsey is completely mess, and the latest reports about Twitter of mislosing user details, and locked up and non-living bots. Twitter was a total mess till Elon Musk, and we'll hope only for all the best and for the rise.
Right. Twitter was at risk of going stale, not to speak about all the, I can't even say it's mechanical issues, because it's the very core of the essence of Twitter, the bot saga, etc., etc. So maybe only radical new visions can take it forward. David.
Well, that's what he was doing. So that's what happened as soon as he came in as the CEO of the company, or the chief twit, as he called himself, was that people started complaining that they lost followers, like thousands of followers in one day. They just lost. Why? Because Twitter themselves, they knew who the bots were. So he told them, wipe them out. Wipe out. Instead of wiping out the right-wing political pundits, he wiped out the bots. He didn't wipe out the left-wing political pundits. He wiped out the bots. He made it a place that can be profitable.
You have to remember, This is about, like you said, profitable. This is a business decision. Free speech and the merits of free speech is secondary to Elon Musk. He's looking to make money. That's why he is in
so
this.
No politics
the reason why
That's great. Yeah, no politics involved. Then you're saying.
They were looking to make money. That's what happens when you sell a company.
I think Elon Musk is not looking to make money. First of all, he's the richest person in the world. He doesn't need the money.
He only starts to reach with the $8 account.
It's like the reaction online and on social media now for him charging the public for blue ticks. It's not looking good. People are like, really? Why are you going to charge us to have this when that platform was there to really help misinformation? Like, having people who are verified and certified to be able to with some sort of accreditation of how they are speaking and their expertise in a particular topic.
They speaking about it. That's enough for him.
Yeah,
that's a buzz he wanted.
And Musk is answering them, saying, you know what, haters gonna hate. At least they're gonna pay up. If we're talking about a business model here,
it's a profitable business. It will be by now.
But the question is, David, you can't ignore this fear or concern that Twitter will turn into a Wild West. Or let me paraphrase. What would you tell to those who are concerned that it will turn into a Wild West?
Well, I think it's the same thing that we did with the environment. It's the same thing we're doing with space.
Meaning total chaos?
No, but I'll finish I'll finish my thought.
Of course.
The same thing we're doing with space. The same thing we're doing with the environment. The same thing we're doing with traffic. We're trusting Elon Musk, and so far it's done us good. We trust him with banking, with PayPal. It did us really good. We trust him with Tesla, with the environment. It's done us really good. We're trusting him with SpaceX, with space, and Starlink. It's done the Russian people very good. It's done us very good. It's done the Florida victims of the hurricane very good. Well, now, let's trust him. Let's
100 days of grace for him will be crucial.
He's earned our trust. I don't understand why. He's earned everybody's trust. These are left-wing agendas that he was a champion for, and all of a sudden here, when it comes to free speech, no, we don't want to trust him because he's going to let the right-wing people come and speak.
We find left politicians shouting about, we can't give him the freedom of speech. That's the craziest thing to hear.
So in Musk we trust?
His trust. He's not earned everyone else's trust. And Musk's radical plan appears to be leaving any speech open to the public square, where even if it's someone saying something anti-Semitic or racist tweets, just let it be on there without moderation. And what we're seeing and what has happened was that spike and people actually going forward and testing the limits of what they can say. The N-word has been trending on Twitter as a result, and those things from those groups, they were testing this out. And
the reports are saying about the spike of 10%, not more. The spike of swearing of non-censorship is about 10%. That's not a number to talk to. The censorship was not removed. Twitter still strict with the N-word, strict with anti-Semitism.
I actually happen to work in the tech field, okay? And I think what the problem here is actually has nothing to do with Elon Musk. It has to do with Twitter.
With society.
The algorithm of Twitter is crappy. That's the reality. They can't filter out those hate speeches. It has to do with
similarly to the gun debate, it's not guns that kill people, it's people who kill people. It's not Twitter, it's maybe the people on Twitter. In Musk we trust. We're taking a quick break and we're back with much more right after it. Welcome back to the summit. Still with us, and I must admit I like this concept of having some human interaction here in studio. David Weiner, Director of Field Operations for Republicans Overseas, and Mike Waizman, tech blogger and IT journalist. And from the Skype screen right here behind us, Trimel Gomes, political commentator. Thank you, gentlemen, so very much for sticking with us, and we're staying on topic. But before we go back to our debate, let's hear the man of the hour himself. In Musk we trust. I'm going to keep on using this phrase.
Yeah, content moderation policies have not changed at Twitter, and it is not okay to engage in hateful conduct on Twitter. So we have had actually oddly targeted attacks where temporarily people have been able to put some hate speech on Twitter, but then it's been taken down immediately. So now, part of what I'm trying to achieve with this sort of enabling everyone to be payment verified with Twitter Blue is to try to get as many people payment verified as possible. It's only $8 a month, although for some people that were complaining about that.
Okay, so let's get to it. Is Musk saving free speech, or can free speech go a bit too far? Let's start with another quick fire round of 30 seconds each, and pick up the conversation from there. Trimble Gomes.
Whether Musk is saving free speech is already there. What Musk wants to do is to be able to have his cake and eat it too. We'll see how that all unfolds. But there are some upside with Musk taking this step of making Twitter private. It gives him more freedom when it comes to restricting and doing certain things, because as a private company, the First Amendment protects freedom of speech, but courts have upheld that those rules don't apply to certain private companies. So he has some leeway.
David Weiner.
Yeah, so I mean, he has leeway maybe as a private company, but there are laws from the 1990s that basically give the same exact leeway to Twitter, to Facebook, to Instagram, all these companies. I think the reality is that, he's going to probably develop algorithms that will be able to detect it. That's why he brought in his Tesla engineers. And they're going to be able to build something that's actually going to be free for all political sides, not just one political side, but for all political sides.
Mike Waizman.
He's probably have the best pilot ever during the midterms and the GOP Democrats elections soon to be all the system to be checked. And he proves himself as an effective manager in everything, not just laying off the workers, but working the systems. And their interactions and the censorship would be checked via a real campaign, real time, 24/7. Really listen.
But it's like with science, the scientist has an impact on the scientific research results, and in this respect, it is all very timely, as you've accurately noted, Mr. Waizman. Will Musk reinstate all those accounts that have been suspended for spreading misinformation, or we'll ask it bluntly, will he bring Trump back from Twitter?
They will rush to be back. However, I hear already a Republican Arizona candidate was reinstated on Twitter lately or so, but I'm not sure that all the blocked accounts as we speak as a former president of the United States will be happy to go back.
Will Trump go back if allowed?
I don't think so.
Because Trump will not want it,
money.
Or will? Okay.
It's money. He started his own company to compete against it. He cares more about money than himself. Yeah, everybody talks about
Which
his ego.
one? Who are we talking about now?
Trump. Everybody talks about his ego, which is true. But he cares about money more than he cares about his ego, just like he cares about his family more than he cares about money.
And Mr. Gomes, we've been talking about speech moderation time and time again. And let me paraphrase on this. For one, he's a terrorist. For other, he's a hero. For one, it might be hate speech. For the other, it's freedom of speech. Have we, as a society, and excuse me for being a bit, grandiose with this question, are we as society simply stopped seeking for a communal or a mutual truth?
Maybe the political correctness ran too far a bit. That's what Musk is doing. He's laying off all the too much to be trying to be more politically correct than should be. And still, there are stop words. The words should not be allowed, as we mentioned, the N word, and then all the anti-Semitic reminded. They're supposed to be strict rules, but still, that's a private company. It's a technological company to be a bit more open-minded and not blocking.
Private company, but with a massive social impact, Mr. Gomes.
Yeah, with the content moderation and hearing of these engineers coming in to help find and control the content and moderate, we saw that even the chief himself, Elon Musk, couldn't even restrain and peddling conspiracy theories when it comes in respect to the U.S. House Speaker's spouse after the attack at their home and spreading those conspiracy theories. So, when I speak to the temperament of the leadership of this company and doing what is what is needing to be moderated and what's prevented, he doesn't even have the ability to control himself or be able to decipher what's truth and what's not truth. So there is a lot of concern, and when we talk about the advertisers that have been pulling back or putting themselves on pause, they want stability, they want assurance, and we're not getting that from Elon Musk.
Yes, I think he threw up a red herring there, because even today came out more news about Paul Pelosi, how he actually went back into the house after the police got there, all this crazy stuff. So the fact that there's conspiracy theories has nothing. The conspiracy theories came from the left, not from the right. As soon as they blocked information from coming out, who knew that the Capitol Police were actually watching it live? Everything happened, they watched live, but nobody reported a burglary, nobody reported a break-in. They had a live feed in the Capitol. So conspiracy theories is all coming from the left. The truth is, Elon Musk is going to go in there and he's going to take care of business, because he actually cares about the world. If you ever listen to what he says, everything that he does is to further the world, to make it a better place, to improve people's lives, to stop war, to improve the environment, to make it a multi-planetary
And he cares
society.
for the film, he cares for Twitter, he cares for technological side.
For sure.
But
those are all great. This man walked into Twitter headquarters with a sink. Your words and these kind of things that you're saying, Twitter, Elon Musk's actions are contrary to what you're saying. He has been playing a game here, and he's
playing the internet meme.
Playing into it.
He works with his target audience, and he talks to his target audience. So the sink is a complete meme that everybody understood, everyone retweeted.
Yeah, anybody that's in the tech world understood that meme.
yeah, but those games that we're discussing here have a real impact on the lives of so many.
I think those games, if you look at there was actually a video posted by a new hire at Twitter, and they went around the whole office and showed all their lives and everything like that. If you actually look at the games that they were playing inside the office, I'd prefer his game at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, the flag,
and then getting to business.
Flag chats.
Then everybody going in and all these playing pool, playing ping pong, playing this. Look, I work in high tech. I know how it is. I've seen it. I have people that go and do the exact same thing where I work. I don't do it. Why? Because I'm there. I'm there to do business.
Yeah.
I'm there to get things done. And he's there for the exact same reason, to get things done.
What will happen with Twitter users in the brief time we have left? Quickly, please.
We have new technological features, much more video. Maybe they are almost getting back to Vines and having a challenge to TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So when I'm saying the moguls of technology, the other companies should shake from fear from Twitter, because with Musk there are technological advanced and he's probably going to break some rules, and not only in the sense of few.
Well, on that note of breaking rules and changing the lives of us all, David Weiner, Mike Waizman, Trimmel Gomes, thank you very much for this. I suspect we will be continuing to discuss Musk's latest maneuvers in the near and far future. Thank you all very much, gentlemen, for this. And we're out for a final 2-minute break. But when we get back, the climate conference, should we expect anything at all, or just another schmoozing festival?